What is up, weather enthusiasts? I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor. Let's get right into the weather. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here for you, ladies and gentlemen. We have major severe weather expected from South Dakota all the way down to Oklahoma, with an enhanced risk issued for Kansas and Oklahoma right here. And we now have a 10% hatched, which is what is helping driving this enhanced risk right here, which means we have a 10% risk of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes happening within 25 miles of a point. The wind risk is the least risk right here, which is 15% right here from South Dakota to Oklahoma. And the hail risk is what's really also bringing this part of the enhanced risk over here near Colby, Kansas. But there's also a hatched risk over here in parts of southern Kansas and central Oklahoma, which means there's a 30% risk of 2-inch hail or greater happening within 25 miles, so a point right there. We're going to go ahead and read the summary, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the models. Here's the summary. Strong, severe thunderstorms are forecast Thursday across central and southern plains, where large hail and a few tornadoes can be expected along locally damaging winds. Isolated hail damaging winds are also possible for the lower Mississippi Valley into the southeastern states right here. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and show you the model runs we have right here. We're going to go ahead and start with the simulated reflectivity from the HRRR for tomorrow. And this is what we have to start with. This is as of 5 a.m. Central Time right here, or 4 a.m. Pacific Time right there in parts of Colorado over there. So this is what we got going right here. We have a squall line or some storms moving through starting into the afternoon, and then we get some more storms starting to develop in parts of Kansas, as well as some supercells and multicells that happen kind of towards the south end of that line, especially in Oklahoma over here, which is why they warranted the 10% hatched risk over here. Basically, the main show for severe weather is going to be this stuff, that isolated stuff that's going to be firing up. This right here could definitely be a wind threat right here, especially with that low pressure system going on over there, because this is actually a pretty weird setup going into this. This isn't your typical, you have a line of thunderstorms that's going to turn into a squall line. That's not really like that. But what you have instead is you have already a pre-existing line going through that has damaging winds, potentially some hail, and then you have a secondary system and a secondary amount of storms firing up parts of Kansas, Oklahoma over here as time continues to go on. Now we're going to go ahead and show you some of the supercell composites, as well as the SIG torr parameter according to the HRRR. Supercell composite's been pretty decent going into this. We're reaching level 9 according to the HRRR, although I've seen multiple models that have it higher than that, some as high as 12, some as high as 15. So definitely something to take a look at as time continues to go on. SIG torr parameter is actually pretty impressive if you think about it. I saw a reading of 5. Yeah, I saw a reading of 6 right there. So definitely something to keep an eye on, and that's likely why they issued the 10% hatched right there, because of that SIG torr parameter going into this. So we're going to go ahead and next show you a couple of the soundings real quickly, and we have this one taken out of Kansas right here. Tornado is the potential hazard type. The shear is actually somewhat directional, and the 1 kilometer shears at 24 knots, 6 kilometers, 53 knots. That's going to enhance some supercell development, and that 1 kilometer at 24 knots, that's going to potentially enhance some tornado development right there. So yeah, good call from the SPC right there, especially from Jared Geyer. Shout out to him. He's the lead forecaster of the SPC. But yeah, I can see where they're coming from with this. This next one was taken down in Oklahoma, and the shear is not as impressive at 6 kilometers as it is in Kansas, but at 1 kilometer, it absolutely starts to make up for that. That's your tornado territory right here at 1 and 3 kilometers right there. And you still have veering with height. You still have a little bit of directional shear over going into this, and the risk for tornado is up substantially according to this. The Cape in both of these soundings is quite impressive. The Cape's cracking 3,700 joules per kilogram in parts of Oklahoma. In Kansas, it's cracking 2,500 in some spots. So definitely a very serious situation going into this. And the last thing I want to go ahead and take a look at is temperature and dew point. Probably around 4 o'clock Central Time. So this is the temperature going into this whole thing. As you can see, we're looking at temperatures in the high 70s into the low 80s in parts of Kansas. Oklahoma, it's a little warmer than that. The dew points, though, I mean, they're not that impressive. They're impressive enough to definitely warrant a lot of severe weather coming from this, but not as impressive as I've seen in the last few days, like 70 degrees or anything like that. But you don't need 70 degrees to enhance supercell development. In these kinds of temperatures, the 60s in dew points is actually quite good moisture for stuff like this going into this. So definitely an interesting situation going into this, and we have to keep this very serious. If you're in Kansas and Oklahoma, start preparing now. Find your safe spot, get some supplies if you need to. And my best advice to you guys is just remain calm, just calmly prepare for the worst, hope for the best. That's all I can really say to you guys. By the way, I hope you guys like the new hat I have on. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps us out, helps us make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. But with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.